This is a teaching video for Christian women and women that believe in the Bible. Yeshua is the Messiah, and he said to learn the parable of the fig tree. So I'm going to do a teaching video on it because it's extremely important that you learn this, because the sixth seal is going to pop off and Satan is going to get cast down over America, Ephraim. He's deceived the whole world through this Jesus person. The Messiah's name is Yeshua. We have to be keeping the 10 Commandments and loving our neighbor as thyself by teaching other women and children to do the same. That's the 2 elevated commandments. Yeshua finished sacrificial law. It was handwritten in a book by Moses and nailed to the cross, but the 10 Commandments was written by the finger of God on 2 tables of stone. An everlasting holy covenant. One of the 2 covenants of promise in Ephesians 2:12. The other is the rainbow covenant. That's how you get grafted in. It's no pork or shellfish. Genesis 6-9, Leviticus 11. That's how you get grafted into the Commonwealth of Israel. You don't want to be a Gentile. You want to be grafted in so that you can not go through great tribulation and endure to the end. But you are going to be hated by all men for Yeshua's namesake when you become a servant. But if you don't watch, he's going to come on to you like a thief in the night, and you have to learn the parable of the fig tree to know when that's going to happen. So I'm going to start with 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 7 and 8. But the heavens and the earth, which are now by the same words, are kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men. But beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing, that one day is with the Lord as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years as one day. So now I'm going to go to Hosea chapter 6, verse 2. After 2 days will he revive us. In the 3rd day he will raise us up, and we shall live in his sight. So 2 days means 2,000 years. Yeshua is going to come back in 2,000 years after his ascension. And the Revelation 12 sign happened on September 23rd, 2017. That's how close we are to the end. In Psalm 90, there's 10 years added to a generation to make 80 years. And that 10 years started September 23rd, 2017, when the Revelation 12 sign happened in the stars. So now I'm going to read Mark 13, starting at verse 14. For when ye shall see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet standing where it ought not, and it says, let him that readeth understand. So you go read what that means. The abomination of desolation. In Daniel 11 and 12. The Antichrist is going to gain intelligence on those that forsake the Holy Covenant, the 10 Commandments. And that's exactly what's happened. You've received the one that came in his own name, that Yeshua warned you about, because you don't have the love of God in you, and that's keeping the 10 Commandments. The abomination of desolation is Jesus. Then let him that be in Judea flee to the mountains, and let him that is on the housetops not go down into the house, neither enter therein to take anything out of his house. And let him that is in the field not turn back again for to take up his garment. But woe to them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. And pray ye that your flight be not in the winter. For in those days shall be affliction, such as was not from the beginning of the creation which God created unto this time, neither shall be. And except that the Lord had shortened those days, no flesh shall be saved. But for the elect's sake, whom he had chosen, he hath shortened the days. Many are called, few are chosen. You're being called to be an end-time servant right now, so he doesn't come on to you like a thief in the night. And then if any man shall say to you, lo, here is Messiah, or lo, here he is there, believe him not. For false messiahs and false prophets shall rise, read Jeremiah 23, and shall show signs and wonders to seduce, if it were possible, even the elect. But take ye heed, behold, I have foretold you all things. But in those days after that tribulation, the sun shall be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars of heaven shall fall, and the powers that are in heaven shall be shaken. And then shall they see the Son of Man coming in the clouds with great power and glory, and then shall he send his angels, and shall gather together his elect from the 4 winds, from the uttermost part of the earth to the uttermost part of heaven. Now learn the parable of the fig tree. When Yeshua tells you to learn something, you go learn it. He said in Matthew 9:13, go learn what it means that I desire mercy and not sacrifice. He desires the 10 commandments and rebuking sin, not the sacrificial law. That's what he finished. Now learn a parable of the fig tree. When her branch is yet tender and putteth forth leaves, ye know that summer is near. So it's a springtime event. So ye in like manner, when ye shall see these things come to pass, know that it is nigh, even at the doors. Verily I say unto you, that this generation shall not pass till all these things be done. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away. But of that day and that hour knoweth no man. No, not the angels which are in heaven, neither the Son, but the Father. So Yeshua and YAHOVAH, that's God, are not the same person. Because Yeshua doesn't know the day or hour. Only YAHOVAH. They're not the same. Take ye heed, watch, and pray, for ye know not when the time is. Watch means to start keeping the 10 commandments and warning other women and children to do the same thing so Yeshua doesn't come on them like a thief in the night. Because great tribulation's almost here and Satan's getting cast down with his angels. That's the stars falling from heaven. We're going to get to that. But watch from Ezekiel 2:3 and 33. Become a watchmaid and start warning the Christian church about the destruction coming and learn the parable of the fig tree. It's a springtime event. And it's 10 years after the Revelation 12 sign. For the Son of Man is as a man taking a far journey who left his house and gave authority to his servants and to every man his work and commanded the porter to watch. The porter is aka Watchman Wake Up on TikTok and YouTube. YAHOVAH woke him up and then he started waking up others. Yeshua said straight is the gate in Matthew 7 and narrow is the way. And that's exactly what our group Straight is the Gate does. We warn the Christian church about the destruction coming, that they have to keep the 10 commandments, eat clean, and fulfill the royal law, so that he doesn't come onto them like a thief in the night. That's why I'm making this teaching video, so it doesn't happen to you. Watch ye therefore, for ye know not when the master of the house cometh, at even, or at midnight, or at the cock crowing, or in the morning, lest coming suddenly he find you sleeping. And what I say unto you, I say unto all, watch. Start keeping the 10 commandments, because that's what Yeshua elevated, and then fulfilling the royal law from James 2 means rebuke sin. And that's what watching means. It's warning and rebuking sin, which is breaking the 10 commandments. He elevated those 2 commandments. He says, if you love me, keep my commandments. And he elevated loving thy neighbor as thyself and loving God with your whole body, soul, and mind. That means keep the 10 commandments and teach others to do so. Rebuke sin. So now I'm going to go to Revelation chapter 6, verse 12. And I beheld when he had opened the 6th seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake. And the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood. And the stars of heaven fell into the earth, even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs when she is shaken of a mighty wind. That's when Satan gets casted down in the springtime. It's a springtime event. When we read the parable of the fig tree. Now I'm going to go to Revelation 12, starting at verse 4. And his tail drew the third part of the stars of heaven and did cast them into the earth. And the dragon stood before the woman which was ready to be delivered for to devour her child as soon as it is born. And she brought forth the man-child who was to rule all nations with a rod of iron, and her child was caught up unto God and to his throne. And the woman fled into the wilderness, where she hath a place prepared of God, that they should feed her there 1,260 days. That's 3.5 years. And that's the second Exodus. And the second is going to be so great, they're not even going to talk about the first. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels, and prevailed not. Neither was their place found any more in heaven. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil, and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. Let no man deceive you, because of these things cometh the wrath of God upon the children of disobedience, the 45,000 plus denominations of Jesus that has deceived the whole world. His name's Yeshua, and Yeshua taught the 10 Commandments, the Deuteronomy 18, capital B prophet, that came to teach everything desired at Mount Horeb. The rock at Horeb, the 10 Commandments. He's a spiritual rock. 1 Corinthians 10, read Psalm 105, the Holy Covenant from Mount Horeb, the 10 Commandments. That's what he came to teach. It's what loving God with your whole body, soul, and mind means. From Deuteronomy 5 and 6. It's keeping the 10 Commandments. He finished sacrificial law that was handwritten in a book by Moses. He magnified the law and made it honorable. He did not do away with the 10 Commandments. He nailed the sacrificial law to the cross. Colossians 2:14. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, Now is come salvation and strength in the kingdom of our God and the power of his Messiah, for the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our God day and night. Now I'm going to go to Isaiah 28. Woe to the crown of pride, to the drunkards of Ephraim, whose glorious beauty is a fading flower, which are on the head of the fat valleys of them that are overcome with wine. The most prideful nation in the world, America. Woe to the crown of pride, the drunkards of Ephraim, mystery Babylon, in Revelation 18, come out of her, my people. The mother of all harlots, the Catholic Church, and her harlot daughters, the denominations, thousands of them, come out of the church. Become a watchmaid. Become a servant. Keep the 10 Commandments and teach others to do so. Stop the Christmas and the Easter. That's what got Israel exiled in the first place in 2 Kings 17. You cannot be grafted into the Commonwealth of Israel if you're still doing what got Israel divorced from God in the first place. Pagan idolatry, pagan witchcraft, pagan rituals, breaking the 10 Commandments, Baal worship. Behold, the Lord hath a mighty and strong one, which as a tempest of hail and a destroying storm, as a flood of mighty waters overflowing, shall cast down to the earth with the hand. The crown of pride, the drunkards of Ephraim, shall be trodden under feet. And the glorious beauty which is on the head of the fat valley shall be a fading flower, and as the hasty fruit before the summer, which when he that looketh upon it seeth, while it is yet in his hand, he eateth it up. In that day shall YAHOVAH of hosts be for a crown of glory, and for a diadem of beauty unto the residue of his people, and for a spirit of judgment to him that sitteth in judgment, rebuking in the gate, and for the strength to them that turn the battle to the gate. But they also have erred through wine, and through strong drink are out of the way. The priest and the prophet had erred through strong drink. They are swallowed up of wine. They are out of the way through strong drink. They err in vision. They stumble in judgment. For all tables are full of vomit and filthiness, so that there is no place clean. Whom shall he teach knowledge, and whom shall he make to understand doctrine? Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breasts. The milk of the word, repentance and keeping the 10 Commandments, and learning the milk before you can understand the depths of prophecy. That's what I'm doing. I'm on the milk still. For precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here a little and there a little. For with stammering lips in another tongue will he speak to this people, to whom he said, This is the rest wherewith ye may cause the weary to rest, and this is the refreshing, yet they would not hear. Yeshua refreshed the 10 Commandments. He magnified the law and made it honorable. He elevated loving God with your whole body, soul, and mind, which means keep the 10 Commandments and teach others to do so, loving your neighbor as yourself, rebuking sin. That's what Yeshua came for. He finished the sacrificial law, nailed the sacrificial law to the cross, that was handwritten in a book by Moses. That's what the Christian church is not doing. They're not teaching the 10 Commandments. They're not keeping them. They're not rebuking sin. There's so many divisions. And the mother of all harlots is the Catholic Church. Mystery Babylon is America. Ephraim is America. In Isaiah 28, the most prideful nation in the world. The whole world has drank from America's spiritual adultery and cup of devils with their Christmas and the Easter. I'm American and I came out of the church. Come out of her, my people. Revelation 18:4. Satan has deceived the whole world like we read in Revelation 12:9. He's coming and he's going to be cast down over America like a flood. And that's going to be a springtime event. That's the whole point of the parable of the fig tree. Become a watchmaid so he doesn't come onto you like a thief in the night.